What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, so I did a video talking on Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, but I wanted to do a podcast episode where I'm talking on all the fights that happened that night, because they was all entertaining. You know, like, surprisingly, they was all entertaining, and I know now. Yeah, I'm gonna start watching, because that's how I always used to watch like boxing matches or even UFC fights or whatever. I would wait until the end of the show to see the main event. You know, I remember I was even doing that with wrestling for a while, where I would watch the show like super late, and I still kind of do that now. There's at times where I'm like watching that show and I'm not really paying attention, and I would just be like either uploading videos or watching stuff on TikTok or something, listening to music, working on the podcast. I'll be doing everything else besides actually watching the show. And last night, like, watching that, just watching the whole event and just, wait, because actually there was previous fights that was actually better than the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight. So I will be going into all of them, talking about all the fights, and I was actually surprised by one of the fights because I didn't even know that he was boxing. I seen the different names, but they just only had the last names. So they didn't have it where it said like, oh, this person's first and last name going up against it. No, they didn't do all that. They just had the last names. So when I seen Johnson, it's just like seeing Johnson. I didn't think anything twice of it. But Johnson was the first fight. So once Renee was just like, okay, so it's gonna be Chad Johnson versus whoever he was boxing up against. I think the guy's name was like something Maxwell. But anyways, I was like, wait, whoa, time out. Chad Johnson. I know we ain't talking about Ocho Cinco Chad Johnson. This gotta be a different Chad Johnson. Because I'm like, bruh, okay, let's just see. And it was Ocho Cinco Chad Johnson. I'm like, wow, he's boxing tonight. So he had the same rules as Floyd. There was no winners. And the only way that a person can win is by a knockout. So, and the crazy thing about it, he was he did get a knockdown. He wasn't knocked out, but he was knocked down. I gotta say the differences between those two things. But anyways, he did get knocked down in the fight, but he did good though. Chad Johnson, he did really good. I enjoyed his fight. I enjoyed seeing him boxing. I was like, that wasn't something I was expecting, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then, so there was like 3 other fights before Floyd's fight. So there's this other guy. I can't remember his first name, but I remember his last name. But that dude is a tank. So there was this guy named Hurd, and I guess he's an actual professional boxer. And that guy is a tank, bruh. He was taking in some hits across his head, across his body, and it wasn't even phasing him. Like, that's some scary stuff right there. You gotta look at a person and be like, okay, so what's wrong with you? That's why I've been to other boxers. I said, nope, wait a minute, time out. Now, most times when you hit a person, like, you give them a good uppercut to their side, they're gonna react to it. He's, like, taking them in, and he's just like, no, hit me some more. And he's just still getting hit and things, and it ain't doing nothing. And so it kind of looked like towards the end of the fight, it was phasing him. But then that's what, I started playing that what if game. I was like, bro, what if he was like how he was like round 1, but the whole fight? I had stopped. I had been like that one boxer that gave up like before the fight even started. It was an old fight. This happened maybe a few years ago, I think. Or when did this happen? I don't know. Maybe a couple of years ago. I don't know. But anyways, there was this boxer, and he claimed that it was because of a protest that he was doing, and he wasn't getting paid enough. So he waited, all right? I'm like, this man done trained. He done did all these, because I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, well, if they don't know you, of course you ain't going to get paid a whole lot of money and stuff if you ain't that much of a famous fighter. I mean, this man didn't even have a Wikipedia page. I'm like, okay, well, that should just show it right there. If you don't have no Wikipedia page, you ain't going to be getting paid the big bucks, all right? But so anyways, he got mad because I guess he wasn't getting paid enough. So right after they rang the bell, this dude legit climbed out the ropes and walked away. And people was booing him and was all like, bro, what is you doing? Like, why would you do that? Why would you have people all prepared? Like, okay, the fans that you do have, you just disappointed them. I'm like, bruh, no, my thing is like, I ain't gonna be on YouTube talking about, oh, I'm a protest on YouTube because I ain't getting paid the big. No, you gotta put in work. You can't like not put in work or not be famous enough and then be thinking, oh, I want to be making the same money as PewDiePie or one of these kid YouTubers. No, I gotta put in the work for that type of stuff. So, but anyways, moving back onto this event. But so no, that Herd guy, he was, bruh, that man is a tank, and he was, and I guess they say he was dealing with some stuff too, because I think I don't know if they said March of this year or if they were trying to say March of last year, but either way, his father had passed away, and then there was like he moved, he gained weight, he wasn't really training for boxing and stuff, so he kind of like like got in like well kind of he got into like I would assume like I would imagine like pretty sure he did get into a dark spot in his life. And it's like, it's like, it does make sense and things, but it's like for him to kill it last night, I'm like, that was my first time seeing him boxing. I'm like, hey, yo, it's like, you killed it, bruh. Like, in fact, actually, let me, find out who this guy's name was. Floyd. Hold on for a second. I'm looking up, like, the event, Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. My phone wants to be slow and weird, so I'm just gonna throw that phone on the floor and just, bruh. I'm telling you, man, freaking iPhones, I just don't understand them at times. I really don't. Because I'm like, man, just load up. Like, stop doing all this dumb stuff where you feel like you need to be all slowed down and things. Just load up, and that's it, all right? Event. Okay, hold on. Let me type up event. No, because I want to follow this dude. I want to follow more of his career. Because I'm like, this dude, he killed it. He killed it. He made me a fan, and I'm like, bruh, it's like, I didn't even know who you were yesterday or the day before. So I'm like, the fact that you gained a fan. You definitely gained a fan. Bro, oh my gosh, like, can I just find the event? It got all these pop-ups and things. I'm like, I don't care for all of it. It's like, you can't even find the event, bruh. Dang. Okay, hold on for a second. I heard, for some... Jarrett Hurd. Okay, is that his name? Hold on for a second. Let me look him up. That is him. Okay, cool. Go ahead, drop him that follow on Instagram, because I'm like, hey, bruh, you killed it. Okay, you definitely killed it. I think if I were to ever get into boxing, I want to. What do you do? What do you do, my guy? Because I'm like, I'm curious on how you be doing things, but. Anyways, but no, I was all like, he did pretty good. And then it was the fight after that where there was this one dude, I think the dude was Hispanic. I think he was, but it was him and then it was this black guy. And I don't remember their names, but I just remember the black guy, he just came off as very aggressive. Like when the referee would like kind of like keep the guy, because so the Hispanic guy kept like, getting called out by the ref for holding him and stuff, or for holding the black guy. So the ref would like back him up. The black guy would be like walking up and things. He ain't going to the corner like most boxers, because a ref, when they like try to split them up, they'll tell each other, all right, go to the corners and things. The one black guy was all like, no, I want to box. Like, I want to fight and stuff. He was not letting up off of that Hispanic dude. They claimed that, and they were saying that Hispanic guy is undefeated. And I'm like, bruh, well, and I think they did say that at the end of the fight, that he had, like, very little time to train. So I'm like, okay, but I'm like, still, bruh, you undefeated. Like, you should have been training nonstop. That's my thing, where I'm like, if I'm a boxer, I will be training as many times as I possibly can. I ain't gonna let up. I probably, like right after a boxing fight, I probably would recover and, gain, like, my stamina back and, just, gain that boxing ability and stuff. But overall, I'm like, I ain't gonna let up off of the training. I'm gonna be training nonstop, whether it's little mini training sessions or full-blown, like, training for a boxing match session. But regardless, I ain't gonna stop training, all right? But that man came off as if he stopped training. I don't know, maybe he did, and, he just wasn't prepared. I'm like, all right, well, then that would make sense, but... Yeah, but I'm like, still, though, it's like, you a bro, and you undefeated. Like, go think back on what you was doing before or something. I don't know, but anyways, it's like, you had time, okay? You had time, though, but... Anyways, but yeah, I was all like, that dude, though, and then the Hispanic guy, he eventually did get knocked out, and I was like, dang, that is crazy. But I was like, yeah, that black dude, he was being mad aggressive. I'm like, hey, bro, relax, okay? Then it was crazy, so his trainer, when they went to the corners, because it did go some rounds, so he goes to the corner, and his trainer was all like, "Oh, you fighting sloppy out there, you fighting sloppy." I'm like, fam, he is aggressive. That ain't sloppy, that's just full on aggression. Like, what is you talking about? The man is out there fighting sloppy. I'm like, I've never seen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I need to watch more boxing and things to see, because I'm like, I felt like that man he was doing good, because I'm like, he did win the fight, so I'm like, he was doing good. So the other guy wasn't really doing a whole lot. So then it led down to the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight. So let's get into that. Let's talk about that. So that's like, because that was the main event. I mean, I don't know if I had to say like what I did like Heard's fight out of all those fights, because Floyd and Logan, their fight was okay. Okay, it was a decent fight. I was like, okay, I seen it. Now I don't need to see no more of it. If that's what they're going to do, I don't want to see anymore. Because I wasn't really, and a lot of people wasn't. The rapper Blueface wasn't impressed with that fight. A lot of people, and I knew that fight was going to turn into a meme and stuff. So anyways, and it was crazy because you would have thought that Floyd Mayweather would have been getting the one called out for hugging. He wasn't doing a whole lot of hugging. Logan Paul was actually the one doing a whole lot of hugging and stuff. So I was like, wow. I'm like, I am actually, it seems like though, like, Floyd, he be fighting better in like exhibition fights and things. Because it was in his last exhibition fight, he destroyed that guy. And I was like, dang, did you pay that man under the table to lose? Because I'm saying, like, that don't even make any sense how you beat a man that bad. I'm like, that either that man was nervous or you paid him like $4 or $5 million to take that. Well, I think he only got $3 million off of that fight. Floyd did. So it's like you probably gave that man a much more bigger payday than he's ever seen before to lose. Because I'm like, that don't even make any sense. But anyways, so it leads down to Floyd and Logan walking out. Logan Paul had some, like, I guess they said it was from this movie called The Great Showman or something, The Snowman, I don't know. But anyways, it was from some movie where his walkout music was, and I was like, that just don't sound right. I'm like, he should have had something a little bit more tougher than that. I'm like, you should have had something more aggressive. And then Floyd had freaking two like walkout type music and things. Cause first it was Migos, and I don't know if they just had Migos, I guess, just to kill off some time or just to have them promote their song Straightening. But I'm like, I didn't understand that, you know. I was like, I thought Floyd was gonna, like, you know, they were gonna get into the ring, start performing. Floyd was gonna walk out as they're performing and stuff. I'm like, hey yo, this song ain't that long, and it seemed they're already on like Offset's verse and things, and so I'm like, that song though, it's, you know, you guys is halfway though, so it's like either is Floyd gonna like come from the rap? Like, where is this man gonna come from? Is he gonna come from the Raptors? Is he gonna come out from the bottom of the ring? Is he gonna do some Undertaker or, you know, some stuff like that? Like, what is this man doing? So they go out, they perform. I don't know what Migos did that for. And then now Floyd comes out, and that's who his walkout music is. And the rapper was there himself too. Was Moneybagg Yo, and he was performing his song "Time Today." So a good song, by the way. Both Migos and that their song "Straightening" and that song "Time Today," they're both good songs. But anyways, so they're walking out, and I could tell. Well, because I think, who was it that was singing? Somebody. I think it was the dude that was singing the national anthem, and it's like you could tell he was really singing. But Moneybagg Yo, I think he was lip syncing. Cause I was like, it just, you can hear where he was rapping, and then you can hear the audio from the song, and it's like, and I think with Migos, it was like, you can somewhat hear the audio from their song, but you can hear them rapping more and stuff. So I was like, wow, all right, I guess. But anyways, but yeah, so that happens. Now they're both in the ring. They said, you know, that guy with the microphone, he says what he needs to say about Floyd and Logan Paul. Now bell done ring. Okay, it's game time. All right, it's about to happen. Let's get this. Let's watch this fight. All right. So, anyways, they're, you know, kind of walking around. Floyd, I'm gonna just tell you guys this right now. Floyd was teasing Logan that whole fight. Now I will give Logan this. He did get a couple of good hits in on Floyd. But Logan didn't. Did I say Logan or Floyd at first? I feel like I said Floyd by accident. But anyways, no. But all right. So Floyd was teasing Logan. Logan did get a good couple of hits on Floyd, but it did nothing. Okay, it did absolutely nothing. Then they're showing this video. So Logan, he actually had to come out and say that he wasn't knocked out. But there is this part of the fight where Floyd he got Logan good. He got Logan good on his chin, and it looked like Logan just kind of like fell into Floyd and things. And you could see where he was like kind of pushing him off, but he wasn't trying to go nowhere. Logan wasn't trying to go nowhere, so eventually he did get up and things. I remembered that part of the fight, but I don't know. I guess at the time it didn't look like he was knocked out. But regardless, I was like, dang, it's like when you see it that second time around, then you kind of see where people are all like, was he knocked out? It's like, he might have been knocked out. Now thinking back and looking at it, he might have been knocked out. But he said he wasn't, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to take his word for it. But anyways, Floyd was good. I know people was all like, oh, Logan is he's bigger and, he's stronger and he's all that stuff. But I'm like, okay, you guys, and I said this before, you guys got to see the actual bigger picture. Logan Paul, who is 0-1-1 if you count that first fight he did with KSI because of that draw and stuff. Logan Paul has never won a boxing match, okay? And he lost his last boxing match. He's going up against somebody that is undefeated, has an extremely good professional boxing record, okay? Has a really good amateur boxing record. And he's one of the most recognizable boxers of all time with the defense game that's like, bruh, a country can use his defense game and never lose, okay? Never lose a war. So I'm saying, like, this man, we should have had Floyd, like, when we were at, like, World War I and II losing some battles and stuff, I'm saying, like, because that man's defense game is crazy. But the only reason I had to say, I know somebody, if they had asked me, would I take up a fight against Floyd? Yes. Even though I know I'm going to lose that fight, I am going to get paid. So at the end of the day, I really don't care. I'm going to get paid, okay? I am. So I'm like, I will take that fight. Try to get a couple of hits in on Floyd, try to be aggressive in things. If it don't work, all right then. I'm like, hey, look. I had fun, all right? It was crazy to box in front of a bunch of people and to go up against Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's a good fighter. Now, I'm going to go get my bag. I am going to go home and I'm going to laugh. And the reason why I'm going to laugh is because I'm rich. So at that point, I don't even care no more, okay? I do not care. But yeah, of course, I will hype that fight up, make it seem like I'm about to be the champion of the world and stuff, knowing that I'm not. But yeah, and then the thing is though, it's like, okay, if I win, it's like, then it's like, I feel like now I got something to prove. Now it's like everybody's going to want to be boxing against me because they're all like, oh, who do you think you are? You're just some YouTuber and you think, oh, because you go up against the world greatest boxer, you didn't beat him. Now you think you can box? I'm like, nah, it was just Floyd, his hands was down and I took a hit and his body shut down. He fell down. I knocked him out. I got like freaking, what's that one? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I got all these people coming after me. Muhammad Ali then came back and now he won, like, the spirit of Muhammad Ali wants to box me. And I'm like, look, I was maybe a couple of days ago went up against Muhammad Ali in Fight Night Champions while I was streaming. I don't want to go up against, I don't want to do that no more. And I had to spar with Mike Tyson. I don't want to do that no more, okay? Mike Tyson, he somehow has that Benjamin Button. Wasn't that movie where it was like the dude was aging backwards? Mike Tyson then got the blood samples of that. Now he became prime Mike Tyson and he wants to go up. I ain't got time for all of that. No, I'm like, I don't want it. So at that point, I just be like, look, I would want to lose on purpose because I'm like, at that point, I'm like, look, I ain't got nothing to prove. I'm like, people, they were all like, you thought you could take on. I'm like, yep, I thought I could. But guess what? I got paid, okay? So I think if they were to be like, okay, like, nah, you ain't getting paid. That's why I've been screaming rematch. And I'm like, no, this time I'm getting a check, okay? But no, but yeah, I was like, other than that, the fight was okay. Like, Logan was doing a lot of hugging. Floyd, he was bobbing and weaving. Like, I'll tell you that much. That man was bobbing and weaving, but I feel like, rightfully so and stuff. So he, man don't want to get hits. Like, Logan is a big person. So I feel like if he would have landed, because like I said, Logan did get a couple of good hits in. I feel like if he had got maybe a few more hits in, Floyd definitely would have been stunned, rocked, knocked down, something. But anyways, then it started raining. I know they were showing it was where that Hurd fight I was telling you about, the Jarrett Hurd guy. It was during his fight. It was raining bad, and they were slipping and sliding. I don't think it's rained during any of the other fights. I was like, bro, that was bad luck. Something ain't right with that. But anyways, regardless, no, that was a good fight. I did enjoy it. Logan and Floyd's fight was all right. I just wish that, I guess, like, maybe if it was just had, like, a little bit more to it and things, I probably would have liked it more, but, yeah, it was alright, I can't trip too hard about it and things, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Let me know what you guys think about the fight. Did y'all like it? Did you hate it? What was your thoughts on it and stuff? But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Like my page on Facebook at TMossBoss fan page that I talk about. Oh yeah, and actually no, I have 33 YouTube channels. 33 YouTube channels. So subscribe to my 33 YouTube channels. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I created like a funny moments channel, so it will be like compilation. It's pretty much like a compilation channel of all like the different things, games I've played, videos I reacted to, bunch of different stuff. So expect a lot of content coming out for that channel and things. But yeah, do that. And also make sure you use my promo code for SeatGeek. TMossBoss will knock $20 off your first purchase. So go enjoy your shows, your concerts, whatever it is you out there enjoying and stuff. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.